All right, guys. What we're going to do here today is talk a little bit about Units 7, Handout 2. Okay, and I actually did this and made a mistake, so I'm just going to kind of go over what I did uh, and make sure that we understand the order of operations, essentially. Okay. All right. So basically, up here, in this piece right here, all we did was talk about a little bit of cooking, and the idea of this is just to make sure that you do everything in an order. You certainly can't pour the batter in before you mix it. All right. And you certainly want to preheat the oven before you bake it. So you can kind of look down through this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over that, but preheat, grease. All right. Throw your mix, stir it up, combine the flour, pour it in, and bake it. All right. So let's take a look at this. The order of operations provides a process for simplifying expressions so that all the answers are the same. Process. There are various ways to remember the order of operations, including the way that I want to focus on. And that way is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, PEMDAS. All right. And that stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Now, what you have to remember here, guys, is that when we have a multiplication and division side by side that are separated by just a number, we go left to right. So we could divide before we multiply, and you'll see instances of that in just a few minutes. And again, that works for addition and subtraction or subtraction addition. When they're side by side, we go left to right. Okay. So what they did was put some blocks over here, and I'll pull this up here for you a little bit. And parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, left to right. All right. And in addition and subtraction, left to right. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the first two problems here. And let me get situated here. My seat's not moving. Anyway, you'll notice when I do these problems, I only simplify one step per line. I know you're going to go ahead and try and do 2 and 3, and you'll get some right, but you're going to make mistakes. If you have discipline and you do it one step per line, you're going to be in better shape, right? All right, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so I underlined 2 square, right? 10 plus 6 times 2 square is 4, 2 times 2. Then I multiply before I add, so 18 comes down. 6 times 4 is 24. And then I underlined that and I circled my final answer. If we go over here and take a look at the next problem, all right, we have parentheses, and parentheses overrides everything. So 18 plus 6 is underlined, is 24, times, I changed that dot to an X, 2 square. Certainly we do an exponent before we multiply, I underline. 24 times 2 squares, 4. 24 times 4 is 96, and I circled my final answer. So you get into this process, into this groove, okay? All right, so let's go to the next one here and take a look at it. So when we have an expression here, we're looking at this problem, so I went through and I looked at it, and I have a lot of different operations here, right? So the first thing I underlined was 2 square, and I rewrote 7 times 8 minus 5 plus 3 times 4. Now, you're going to notice that I have two underlines, two operations underlined, and I have multiplication on both ends of a subtraction and an addition sign. So when I did that, I knew that I had to multiply both sides of this. So 7 times 8 is 56 minus 5 plus 3 times 4 is 12. Now, remember a couple seconds ago or a couple minutes ago, I told you we have to go left to right when we have addition and subtraction or subtraction and addition separated by a number. So in this instance, we're going to underline this. 56 minus 5 is 51 plus 12. And then I'm going to underline this and get 63. And I'm going to circle 63 because that's my final solution. Let's try the next one. And if I'm going too fast, just pause the video. That's okay. Okay. All right. So the next one, we have parentheses and an exponent and all kind of stuff here. Parentheses is first. 4 plus 16 is 20, divided by 4, plus 3 square. So next is our exponent. 20 divided by 4 plus 3 squared is 3 times 3 is 9. I underline here. 20 divided by 4 is 5, plus 9 is 14. And 14 is our solution. So the theme is, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, left to right and left to right. Okay, that's the first half. Let's get into the back half here. Okay. And I'll put my piece of paper over there so not to overwhelm you there. Bring this down a little bit. So circle the operation that's performed first. Okay. So parentheses is before multiplication, right? Our exponent is before subtraction and addition. Our parentheses is before addition, subtraction, and the exponent, right? And some may want to do this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I'm a visual person, you know that. So I like to do that, and I put left to right underneath. Here we're going to divide before we multiply. But you say, hey, multiplication comes before division. No. It's left to right when they're side by side, separated by a number. All right, 14 divided by 2 is in parentheses. So we're certainly going to divide even before that exponent because parentheses comes before the exponent. Now, number 10 is a unique problem, isn't it? Because when we look at number 10, all right, we have a multiplication, we have subtraction. So really, when you have a problem like this, really, it's like having parentheses around both of those. You would simplify the top, you would simplify the bottom, and then you would divide at the end. So this is an instance where we're going to multiply, we would subtract, and then divide. Okay. So let's kind of scroll down here to the next piece. And again, I apologize. I did all these and the video didn't work, but we're okay. Simplify the expressions and be sure to use the operations shown. And again, I can refer back to my mnemonic device up there, certainly. All right, so I have parentheses, 15 plus 8 squared minus 23. And the next line, I underline 8 squared. 15 plus 64 minus 23. Okay. And then I'm going to go left to right here. Underline that, get 79. Underline that, circle my final answer of 56. Okay. All right. Number 12. Number 12, we have parentheses on both sides of division. So in this case, I underline both. 12 and 4 is 16, divided by 11 minus 7 is 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4, right? And I circled 4. That was pretty easy. Let's take a look at 13. We're into this thing. Have parentheses. It's division. I underline it. 16 plus 6 squared minus 3. Underline it. 16 plus 6 squared is 36. It's not 12. It's 36 minus 3. I underline 52 minus 3. And then that is 49. And I wrote that to the right there a little bit. Okay. I'll bring my camera up just a little bit and slide down to the next 3. So I am. Okay. Now we have that unique problem. It's kind of like having parentheses on the top and bottom. So let's take a look at this. All right. So the first thing I did here was I said 7 squared is 49 minus 13. I went ahead and simplified this and got 6. And then after that, I said 49 minus 13 is 36, and I brought the 6 down. 36 divided by 6 is 6. So we simplified the top, and we simplified the bottom and got the final answer. Number 15. 10 plus 4 is 14. I underlined that because it was in parentheses, right? And I brought the 2 down. Could I have left that in parentheses like that? Sure. And then I took 14 squared and got 196. And I probably used my calculator for that, which is fine. Minus 25, underlined that and got the solution of 171. I almost said difference. It is the difference, but really it's the solution to that whole problem. Okay, number 16, we're getting to the end of this. So 10 plus 4